Well, good day, everybody. So it's been a very hectic time here in the office, although I'm home now. I've just rushed back here to do this and have some lunch and then back to the office to some more meetings this afternoon. Obviously, Penduic, big news around this morning at about 5 o'clock this morning, UTC time or GMT time or UK time, call it what you like. So fantastic for them to do that. And then about 5.5 hours later, nearly on the button. In fact, it was the official time is 10:29, I think it is. Translated 9 went round, and they were like just over half a mile off the Cape, which is incredible, and got great views. And in fact, about 3-4 minutes ago, the pictures and the videos just turned up. So we're frantically trying to get that organised right now, and we'll have a release going out with those pictures and videos within an hour. We just issued a press release which went out about 15 minutes before Translated managed to get their photos and videos in. So that was what you call timing in life. Anyway, we're sending it out as a special release. And we haven't yet made a connection with Marie on Penduic. Could have been for a couple of reasons. We've asked them to send photos and videos, but we haven't seen them yet. Unbelievably, for the first time ever, we had a comms hiccup this morning with the, unbeknown to us, the hotline number that they used to ring in wasn't actually working. And we didn't tweak to it until a couple of the scheduled calls didn't come in, but we sorted that out within 20 minutes and we're back online. We asked them to call again. So Marie may well have called, but we're not sure. So we're still waiting for photos, videos, and a quick conversation. We did have a great conversation with Translated with Simon and some of the crew in Turkish and in Italian and in English, and that'll be up on SoundCloud in about the next 5 minutes. So you might want to have a look at that. We just posted the latest news, which doesn't have any of the latest photos and stuff from either Translated or Penduic, but as I say, we're going to push them out as soon as we get them. So that'll be in a minute. But anyway, there's a lot of information and news there on everything, an overview of the fleet. I think many of you would have seen the one we did last night about midnight, just as they're approaching the Horn. Apparently the conditions have been pretty solid across the fleet. You know, we got a call from Sterna, they were seeing 60 knots or nearly 60 knots and some fast surfing in the low 20s. And Penduic was matching 28 knots or something like that, surfing, you know, pretty solid numbers. Big waves, little bits of things happening with the fleet, with the boats and so on. So we just got pictures from Explorer as well with their broken compass and bloody bits and pieces. They just broken mizzen halyard. I think that's about the 7th halyard that they've broken since Plymouth, maybe even more than that. And not Plymouth, since Southampton. So we're still working on that. But anyway, they should just keep moving it a little bit, you know, so we break. Anyway, so let's go straight to the tracker anyway and follow the tweets. There's some great stories in there. So we'll just hit this. And here we are with the current and latest positions when I get to it. Hang on. Go. Now I'm on it as well. So you can see there they go. They're around the corner. And, you know, I call this the maiden group is well on their way. They've got they're coming into some solid weather there, but it's nothing out of the ordinary, not over the top. And this low pressure that was forming here is going to create some soft stuff shortly. So Explorer's on their way down, doing 8.2 knots and 176 mile a day in a very solid westerly. We spoke to them a little while ago, so that'll be up on SoundCloud shortly as well. We spoke to our youth member on board from Punta del Este, and he was, it was quite fun having a chat. So he's sailing home at the moment. So Stefano and Sterna, they've been flying. They've had some big seas, quite exciting. Boats being pushed around a bit, doing 8.4 knots, 163 mile a day, and well on their way with what looks like very favourable sailing conditions all the way to Cape Horn, if we're lucky. So Evrika, I might push this up a bit now so you get a better view. Cape Horn in the distance here. Evrika, southwesterly, 7.9 knots, 177 nautical miles. Outlaw, 6.7 knots, 162 mile day. We had a chat with Outlaw as well, and they've been not doing it tough, but it's wet and woolly and quite boisterous out there at the moment. So nothing wrong with 162 mile day. The Esprit de Keep still making ground, 9.1, 183 mile day. Galliana with Secure, 7.2 knots, 145 mile day. So they're slowed down a bit, but still doing okay. And White Shadow, 8.6 knots, 170 mile day. So the fortunes of this fleet is moving back and forwards by 10 miles a day each, sort of thing. And then across to Triana, now doing 8.2, still managed 200 mile day. That's pretty good. 8.2 knots. Yep, that's nothing wrong with that. And then Spirit of Helsinki, 10.4 knots, 221 mile day. They're in the breeze now. Neptune, 8.7 knots, 212 mile day, and Maiden 9.5, 219 mile day. So all very cool. And now conditions have changed completely for the two leaders here, who really did get a break. They've managed to really push us out over the last week. Translated 9 cut the corner, absolutely headed for the Stretcho de la Mer here. And there's winners and losers here, but it looks like Penduic's going to go around maybe, but she might tack and just come up in here just to hold the ground. And there's obviously going to be a wind shadow here behind the island. So that'll be interesting. You may well see her come up here and tack across and go through, but Translated's holding their own. So doing 8.5 knots, sailing to windward in relatively benign conditions, because we spoke to them only 20 minutes ago. They haven't done a 323 mile day. There's something gone wrong there, but certainly sailing well. They were suggesting it was about 20 knots, going to hard on the nose there. And now you got me thinking. Penduic showing 317 mile day. That's not right either. There's something going on there, but they're still doing 8.6 knots. And the gap between the two, it was 5 hours. And on speed, on distance, it can vary dramatically on timeline. But in terms of geographical distance, about 40 miles behind. Penduic is Translated 9, so well and truly in touch. The rest of the fleet, Maiden from Cape Horn right now, 310 miles, day and a half, something like that. So that puts them into... we're midday here on the 6th, midday the 7th, and then maybe it'll be very early hours of the 8th. So it looks like a nighttime rounding for them. So that's how that stacks up. So what have we got for the weather now going forward? I'll get rid of that, That should come off of there. Yep. Bring this over here. I'll go back for the big picture so you can see generally what's happening with this system. It's now just coming through. So you can see the Maiden group, the heavier weather's moved away really quickly, and it's going to leave very gentle conditions going through. So maybe they'll get a daylight rounding at Cape Horn if they slow down a bit, and that may be forced on them rather than their decision. It comes up pretty quickly again with a nice westerly. So the whole fleet there, you can see across the board now, they've got a nice, perfect sailing conditions heading into Cape Horn. But can they get around before the next blow? It looks like they will. So there's the 7th. They're going to be going around on that one going through there. That's the puff that's going to put them through. That's going to be 30s, gusting 40, 45 maybe. Pick up a bit of a sea, take it through. We discussed this last night. So they'll be around at that stage. So there goes the first group. And this bit of a puff coming through will, by then, the Maiden group should all be around. And then the Galliana group should be just approaching behind this bit of a blow. So again, they'll be sailing in 30, 35 knots, gusting 40, 45 maybe, but having generally a really good run. And Explorer and Esterna down the back, they're going to get some solid winds, but not big storms. So there's nothing at all that looks like big storms coming through. The challenge, we're trying to work out the ETAs into Punta for Penduic and Translated. So let's just go through that again, but focusing on the idea of them coming around and which side of the Falklands they're going to go. They can go whatever side they want, but You can see here moving this forward. They've generally got light headwinds for the next 24 hours. Then this is the start of those systems that I said. It's sort of common for low pressure systems to form up here, come out and intensify. So all of this zone here is quite potentially demanding. Remembering this is 50 degrees south, so this is still the roaring 40s through here. They've still got a long way before they're actually out of the Southern Ocean, the roaring 40s, pretty much until they're right up to, up to Punta. So anyway, it's suggesting that they're going to have a few little challenges there, headwinds, but then it'll roll pretty quickly. So that's within 24 hours, they'll hook onto this, and it's a slow ride then all the way through. So I would assume at this, and they should have weather still, weather forecasting, they'll leave the Falklands to starboard for sure, and I wouldn't be surprised if they both go through Stretto de la Mer, which is fond memories for me, I've got to tell you. Okay, so then they've got, that's through the 6th, 7th, 8th, and then a bit of a mixed bag with some light weathers, 9th. This is a big hole. It's going to be very slow there. So that's the 9th. This is where I'm saying it's going to be more like the 15th. Then it's going to be light headwinds. So light headwinds, quite demanding. So even though there's the potential in terms of distance to go, and the conditions you can see even here, it's not straightforward. And then as they're getting closer, there's a bit more confusion, assuming this weather forecast stays the same. It's more likely to be 14 rather than 13, and it could be 15 before they arrive, because it's not the usual westerlies of the Southern Ocean. So that's really about it. A pretty simple one. Leaderboard. I'm not really interested in the leaderboard at the moment because, but I better show people. Other people will be interested in the leaderboard. The main reason I say that is that it's oscillating back and forwards. But for now, translated 33.9, 35.7 for Triana, 345. So 2 days behind. Translated is Triana, and Penjuic is on 36.1. So it's nearly just under 3 days behind. And then we come to Neptune, a lot of them on just hours apart. Then Neptune, Galiano with Secure, Maiden, and White Shadow, and so on. So all pretty interesting. I'm going to get out of here now, come back to live, come back to me, and I'll see what we've got here. Say good day to a few people. Richard, you're first. Not sure. Maybe first time for a while. Hi, Kathleen, Clara. Very exciting day. Sure was. It's still happening. It's getting busy down there. Yep, there's a lot of boats coming through. That's for sure. Last check-in before that. You'll have fun. I think you might see some of them come through. No need to be sorry for being late, Nigel. It's quite acceptable. I'm still trying to have lunch yet. But anyway, and then I've got to go back. So all good. Watch this space. There will be a new release with the photos from Translated, and the video and the SoundCloud will be already up now. Have a listen to that. And as soon as we get stuff from Penjuic, we'll push that out as a special as well. Okay, that's it. We've got a new logo on this one. See the logo's there. You see the 100th anniversary of the Yacht Club Punta del Este in the lower left-hand corner. And their biggest celebration is on the 14th of February, sorry. Okay,